In the vast expanse of the Orion sector, countless species drifted between stars, each claiming their corner of space as their own. Civilizations rose and fell, alliances shifted like sand, and yet, throughout the galaxy, one species had always maintained a peculiar reputation. The humans were different. They were unpredictable, resilient, and to many, frustratingly patient. On the edges of the sector, the Garvian Council convened. Representatives from 50 worlds crowded the chamber, their bodies and minds attuned to centuries of diplomacy. Each had a story of human contact, mostly minor irritations that could be overlooked with a polite nod or a careful trade deal. Yet, today, the topic was urgent. Humans had been expanding into territories that many considered theirs. Not with armies or destruction, but with curiosity, tenacity, and an unyielding drive to explore. Ships of humans appeared near asteroid belts, mining stations, and research outposts. They built colonies, studied life forms, and engaged in commerce without seeking permission. For decades, the other species tolerated it, often treating humans as harmless but bothersome neighbors. Among the counselors, Lior of the Tharid species leaned forward. Lior's translucent wings shimmered with frustration. "We have warned them repeatedly. Humans do not understand boundaries, yet they continue to push. Their ships, their colonies, their people, they ignore our protocols. This cannot go on indefinitely." Across the room, Mira of the Koran people tapped her claws thoughtfully. "We must remember that humans have not harmed anyone intentionally. Our reports show that they avoid conflict when possible. They are stubborn, yes, but violence is rare. Perhaps we overestimate the danger." Lior shook his head. "Stubbornness has limits, Mira. Do you think a species that refuses to follow rules forever remains harmless?" The debate continued for hours, voices rising and falling in complex patterns until the council finally agreed to send a joint delegation to warn the humans personally. It would be their last attempt at diplomacy. Meanwhile, on the human colony of Astronova, life proceeded as usual. The city floated above a gas giant's moon, its domed structures glowing under the faint light of distant stars. Humans bustled through streets and markets, unaware of the looming council warning. Among them, Captain Eli Barnes reviewed reports from mining outposts in the nearby asteroid belt. "Supplies are stable," Eli said to his assistant Mara. "No conflicts, no complaints. Everything is under control." Mara frowned. "I keep hearing rumors from other sectors. Some say alien counselors are planning something. Do you think it's serious?" Eli considered this. Humans had always been observant and cautious, but confrontation was rare in their history. "Let them come. We will listen first, then respond accordingly. Humans are patient, Mara, but patience should not be mistaken for weakness." As the council delegation approached, their ships casting faint shadows on Astronova's surface, humans prepared for a diplomatic encounter. The counselor's vessel landed on a platform designed for first contact, its metallic body humming with alien energy. Inside, Eli greeted the delegation composed of 4 species, each chosen for their influence in the sector. Lior stepped forward, wings folding neatly against his back. "Humans," he began, voice resonant, "we come with a warning. You are encroaching on territories that belong to others. Your actions, though not violent, are intolerable. Cease expansion or face consequences." Eli remained calm. "We appreciate your concern. Humans value cooperation and exploration. We are willing to discuss boundaries, share resources, and ensure peace, but we will not abandon progress. Humanity has always sought to expand knowledge and understanding. That is who we are." Mira interjected, her voice soft yet firm. "Perhaps you do not understand the gravity of the situation. Other species are uneasy. They fear that your growth will destabilize their worlds. Compliance is not optional." Eli's eyes narrowed slightly, not in anger, but in focus. "Let me make this clear. Humans do not threaten for the sake of threat, but humans also do not retreat from principles. We respect life, we respect law, but we will not surrender our drive for discovery. There is a difference between caution and submission, and humans will not confuse the two. The council delegation exchanged nervous glances. It was rare to see a species speak with such composed confidence, and even rarer to encounter a species unwilling to bow to authority, especially after countless warnings. Over the following weeks, tensions grew. The council imposed trade restrictions, blocked routes, and tried to pressure humans into compliance. Humans continued their work, finding alternative routes, trading directly with willing partners, and innovating in ways that bewildered other species. They shared technology, advanced medical research, and created sustainable energy sources that benefited all nearby civilizations. Despite provocations, humans maintained restraint. But patience, even for humans, had its limits. The breaking point came when a mining convoy near the Quran asteroid fields was intercepted. Council forces demanded immediate shutdown of operations, threatening severe penalties. The humans aboard the convoy paused only to relay orders from Astra Nova. Eli's message was broadcast across the sector, clear and firm. This is a warning. Humans have tolerated interference, bureaucracy, and obstruction for decades. Humans respect life and law, but humans also respect truth and fairness. You will not stop progress through fear. Further aggression or sabotage will be met with proportionate action to protect human lives and allies. Consider this the final notice. The counselors convened an emergency session. Lior's wings trembled slightly, an indication of stress among his kind. They are unyielding, he admitted. They speak not just with words but with authority we cannot override. How do we respond to a species that refuses our coercion? Mira's voice carried a rare tone of admiration. Perhaps we misjudged them. Humans are persistent and principled. They are capable of actions we might not anticipate. They respect the galaxy, but they also respect themselves. We have never seen a species like this. Meanwhile, across the sector, humans continued to thrive. Colonies expanded, trade flourished, and diplomatic channels remained open, but always on human terms. Other species realized that humanity's patience had limits. It was not a threat born from malice, but from a commitment to protect their own. Then came the moment no species would forget. A council fleet attempted to blockade a newly discovered human outpost. The humans aboard were prepared not with weapons, for conquest, but with systems that ensured safety and survival. They rerouted traffic, reinforced defenses, and coordinated with allies. Within hours, the council fleet found themselves unable to interfere, their attempts at intimidation failing completely. Captain Eli addressed the sector once more, his voice calm but resolute. Humans seek peace, not war. Humans seek understanding, not domination. But humans will not stand aside when prevented from fulfilling their purpose. Let this be remembered. Humans tolerate much, but there is a moment when tolerance ends. That moment is now. The message reverberated across star systems. Records of the event spread quickly, archived in every major library, taught in every academy, and discussed in every council chamber. The humans had not attacked, yet their resolve was undeniable. Other species realized that while humans could be patient, clever, and diplomatic, their unity and courage made them a force impossible to ignore. From that day forward, humans were no longer underestimated. They became respected partners in diplomacy, negotiation, and exploration. When humans entered a sector, other species took notice. But more than fear, there was a sense of admiration, a recognition that humanity's patience, creativity, and resilience had limits, and those limits were not to be tested lightly. Decades later, young scholars studied the archives of the Orion sector, fascinated by the story. They read about human ingenuity, the calmness in the face of pressure, and the eventual breaking of tolerance, not through anger, but through unwavering principle. It became a lesson repeated across species. Patience is a strength, but persistence in fairness is even stronger. In the far reaches of space, human ships continued their missions, carrying explorers, scientists, and diplomats to new worlds. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would not forget. Humans could endure insult, obstruction, and interference, but when the time came, their resolve would shine like a beacon among the stars. No species would ever forget the moment humanity's tolerance finally broke, for it was not an act of aggression, but a declaration of identity, a reminder that humans were explorers, builders, and guardians of their own destiny, a species capable of patience beyond imagination and courage beyond expectation. The galaxy had changed, and in that change, humans remained as they always were, relentless in curiosity, unshakable in principle, and extraordinary in the ability to endure until the moment they could no longer wait. And that moment had arrived.